I think you were looking away. The music perfectly matched up with the transition. Thomas, how are you doing? Happy Thursday to you. Oh man.
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here. Happy Friday Eve. We've made it. It's been one heck of a week, but a good week.
It's been a great week. Great week. I have to admit, I might be a little sleepy tonight because I just had a big dinner. Part of the problem was we had court that went all day, and I was building my new toys for lunch. I didn't eat lunch, so I ate a big dinner. And I apologize. There are some people out there who know their foods, and I love Italian food. But when it comes to me, if it has noodles in it and red sauce, it's either lasagna or pasta, or lasagna or spaghetti. I don't know the other words, right? But my wife made something that had it had noodles. I know they're bow tie noodles. It had red sauce. It had like sliced zucchini and spinach and sausage, and I don't know what it was. So I'm going to call it lasagna, even though it looked mixed up. It was somebody, if you know the name, I could ask my wife, but she'll tell me and then I'll just forget. So, had a good dinner.
So I've to me, there's a theory. It's not a theory. It just kind of is what it is. I love Italian food and I love Mexican food. But if you take all the items on the menu, they're all the same, just made in a different form. Like you have a taco, right? And then you have a tostada. Well, the tostada has the same exact ingredients. It's just a flat taco shell, not a curved one.
And the taquito's just like a small taco, right?
It's just a rolled up taco, and all the ingredients that are usually in the taco besides the protein are just now on top. So it's to me, it's all very similar. Lasagna or spaghetti.
If you're
messy noodle, red sauce, cheese, it's just different. Yeah, it's just different shape. It still gets on your clothes the same way. Yep. But it's,
yeah, well, it was delicious. I love this. I love zucchini. So seeing zucchini in the dinner suddenly that was just like made my day. So made it worth eating the spinach.
Yeah, I love it too. Evangeline Light says, "Who cares? It's Mexican." I fully agree. It's just an observation. I eat Mexican or Italian, at least one of each every day. It's my favorite.
It's good food, man. Delicious. I'm full though. I need to stop talking about food, especially after I just got back from the doctor's office. And why do they insist on weighing you? Is it just like,
call me crazy, but I think it's somewhat pertinent to health. Just a guess.
Probably related loosely. I've got to tell you, my doctor, he never came out and he's like, well, Scott, you need to start losing some weight or exercise. He never says it. It's other ways. He's like, hey, he's also a chiropractor. He's like, we need to take some x-rays. And then he shows us a picture of the x-ray of my lower spine. He's like, Sheen had a little bit of trouble seeing your back there. Just got a lot of mass to go through.
Oh, wow. So, that's, jeez.
It's like, well, can't you like turn it up to 11, make it more powerful, and it just goes through or something?
Get some new technology, Doc. Come on.
Yeah, so that's how he like guilted me. And then, of course, I went out and I went and did like a 7-mile bike ride. As soon as I got home, I'm like, okay, I've got to exercise. So I hopped on the e-bike and let it pull me around for 7 miles. And of course, I'm getting treated for my shoulder. And he's like, why'd you do that for? You don't screw up your shoulder. You're supposed to be resting it. I'm like, well, you told me to exercise. I didn't say that. It's like, well, you didn't. But then you did at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's a good doc, though. Anyway.
All right. Yes. Someone in chat said they don't do the doctor because every time they go, it's something more is wrong. You know, I know it's the wrong mindset, but I'm the same way. As I continue to get a little older and I have peers and whatnot that they're going through things and getting reports they don't love, I'm like, I feel okay. So I just want to feel okay. I don't want to be told, I know you feel okay, but no, it's all wrong. And I know that's wrong, but I just can't bring myself to go in because I just feel like they're going to tell me something is incredibly wrong.
Yeah.
But
they did. He did. He told me he had words for things that I didn't even know I was suffering from, and like arthritic deterioration. He's like, you got a lot of this for someone your age. I'm like, I'm a spring chicken. I feel great. What are you talking about?
Right. Yes. It's very rare. Is it good news?
Didn't need that news. Yeah.
It's like they have to find something, even if it's small. They're going to find it and report it, and it's their job. I get it, but I'm scared. I guess that's where I'll leave it with.
I'm with you on that one. Well, there is some good news, and that good news is that it's April 2nd. We've made it through April Fool's Day. We'll talk about that in a minute, but but it's the first Thursday of the month.
Love it.
Which means we get to give out a few memberships, and I'm ready. I've been sitting here just waiting to send them out. So hopefully everyone's got their membership setting turned on. And if you're gray, you're here, and you said something in chat, at least raise yourself up in the algorithm just a little bit, because here come the first 5. And let's see, there they go. Baby Shark says ready. Okay. Amica fan, Jody Darby, Becky B, Cassidy Hampton, and Luda Chrissy. I like that name.
I love that name.
Luda Chrissy. And let's do 5 more. Boom, boom, boom. See, I'm promptly getting it done at the beginning, like we promised.
Indeed. Bam.
There we go. Chelsea Whitaker, Anna Victoria, Blissfully Reen, another Chelsea Diaz, and J0362. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
On the big wins. Congratulations. Wonderful. Scott, the rats are decomposing, mate. 1.5 weeks. Must smell awful, Meg. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't have any better advice. Find something that eats dead rats. That's all I can tell you. But you're basically the old mother swallowed a fly. You know that whole thing. You're just trading up to the next bigger problem.
That's
just
right.
you have to tolerate it and get through it at one level or another. So,
congratulations to the winners. On topic of gifted memberships, I know you're familiar with the site, and I know some in chat are, but LA Flights, super cool.
I love them from the tech side. I mean, I like seeing planes, but turn the camera around and I want to see the table where all your gear's running. Show me the cameras. Yeah. Show me the power supplies. Show me that. What about them?
So it's cool. I agree. And what they do and their narration and whatnot. It's pretty neat. I haven't watched any of their videos or lives in probably a little over a year, I want to say.
Yeah.
And 2 days ago, I got an email from YouTube. Congratulations, you are gifted a membership to LA Flights for the next 30 days.
Please come back, Thomas.
I know. I think that's what it was. It was a come watch this thing. It was funny. It's happened to me on Peter Trego's channel. I used to watch it more regular, but I'm never in chat because there's 10 million people chatting at once, and it's not going to happen. But I didn't watch him for 3 months, and then boom, you're gifted a membership from Peter Trego. Went, all right, awesome,
sweet.
Yeah, it's interesting how it works. I think there's a little hiccup in there every once in a while.
Yeah. Jody, I mean, I felt totally fine. End up having melanoma. Oh man, take the medical info for what it's worth, but don't dismiss it altogether. Yeah, if your body's giving you signs, I say I wouldn't ignore the signs, right?
Right.
You got to take care of yourself. But at the same time, I'm not the guy who's like, well, it's been a month. I need another checkup. Unless there's a reason.
Right.
So, like my chiropractor thinks I should come back like 4 times a month just for checkups. I'm like, no, that sounds like I'm making your boat payment. Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like to me.
That is. Yep.
Good stuff.
Not gonna lie, if I was a doctor, I'd probably do the same thing.
I did counsel him a little bit. I said, I've got some advice for you. You need to raise your prices. He said, I haven't raised my prices in over 20 years. I said,
oh gosh. Everything
has doubled in 20 years. Everything has doubled.
Yes.
You name it. Gas, milk, eggs, bread, anything you buy, it's doubled in the last 20 years. And your prices are still from the 2000s. So
that's why he wants you in there 4 times a month. So he can make up.
I said, after me, but the next guy, raise your prices. I'll take this discounted rate as like a thank you for the advice. But
yes. Wow.
Good stuff. Well, it is April 2nd. Just by a show of hands, how many of you guys either did a prank or got pranked in the last 48 hours?
I quasi got pranked, but not by anyone I know. Social media, there were some clickbaited headlines through specifically hockey that grabbed my attention, got me to start reading. And then as I read it, I realized how far-fetched this was happening. And then I went, okay, this one's a joke. So I caught it before I totally bit, but they got the engagement, right? They got the attention. They got me to click it. And so they got what they needed. But nothing in my inner circle in real life outside of social media, no one attempted or did anything. It was like, yeah, it's April 1st. Who cares? So,
I'm in the same category. I skated through and basically avoided everything. Mostly because I just didn't look at social media, right? Because
yes.
that's the day I'm like, it's the day before the podcast. We're looking at stories and things. I just tried to go in with blinders on. Don't look. Yeah, there's going to be stories everywhere, but they're all fake. Not all of them are fake, but there was a lot of some. There were some good ones. There were some really, really good stories, and we've got a few that we'd like to share with you. Some of the companies that you'd expect, and a few that you wouldn't.
Yep.
Doing some of the usual top April Fool's Day pranks for 2026. Off the top, restaurants rank right up there, and almost always it has to do with flavors. Right, it's a new product. It's a new way to blend, and they find ways that just should not be created. Cane's, they make chicken, right?
Very bland chicken.
Well, they've got a new beverage. It's Coca-Cola cane sauce flavor.
Gosh. And so that's the kicker. Their chicken is bland, but everyone knows with their sauce, it's fantastic, right?
Well, now you can just have the sauce in a 2-liter bottle with a straw. Good. Maybe a little carbonation too to help it wash down.
So gross.
Oh, that's too much. That's like drinking ketchup for me.
But, it's a good one.
Did you find any of these that jumped out at you? That
there was a few that jumped out at me that I said, yes, I'm skipping that.
Are you talking about dude wipes? Yeah, I set you up for the next one.
Yeah. That's all you.
Okay, dude wipes. Dude wipes is basically it's basically I don't know how else to say this. Imagine marketing
it's a wet wipe shower,
baby wet wipes for men. Okay, but that's dude wipes.
But they also make them in big sheets that are used for full body quick shower.
Oh yeah, just a quick. After if you don't have time for a quick shower, just wipe off the sweat and grease, and you're at least don't smell as bad.
After pickleball,
they came out with you've heard of a face mask, right? Like for exfoliation. Sometimes you can get the masks that will do hair removal. Like the waxing and everything.
Yeah.
Well, they call it a butt mask. Whiten, tighten, cool, and wax all in one. Just press, clench, wait, and rip. And you too could be feeling fresh and everything else down there. So I'll take a pass on that one.
On the butt mask, I call it. I can't. The quote in the first paragraph is what made me say I'm skipping that story.
I skipped the quote.
I know you did, but you ran with the story, so I'm putting it back on you to go with the quote.
The industry's first targeted hydrogel patch designed specifically for your third eye. That's straight from the marketing material. Just pop this soothing gel disc directly into the target zone for 15 minutes while you doom scroll on the throne, and one and done. They have a picture.
Oh no, he's all in.
No, we're skipping it. We're done. Next.
Let it rip.
It looks like a little belly button.
That's what it is. It does look like a belly button. Oh gosh, I will say on the actual dude wipes front, I learned about them through a van lifer YouTuber who he does have a little shower built into his van that he can, but he talks about the hassle it takes to deal with it and empty the water and blah, blah, blah. So when he's not terribly sweaty and gross. He didn't go hiking all that day, right? He just wants to be refreshed. He kind of pitched the product and shows it, and he's not even sponsored. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool because I'm pretty particular about hygiene in areas of life and where you're going. For instance, when I play pickleball in the mornings in the summertime here in North Texas, it's so hot, it's so humid that I sweat tremendously. So I will use dude wipes to clean myself off a little bit and throw on a different shirt and a different pair of shorts just to get in my car to drive home because
you'll have to get in your car again later. And you don't want to.
Exactly. So I'm a big fan. I've got them actually in my pickleball bag. I take them with me for that purpose. I think it's a pretty cool invention.
Yeah.
So
I use them for camping. As a matter of fact, I think I have some off-brand, like right here in the studio somewhere. Somewhere is the key word. But good stuff. Good stuff. Like when it's when you have like little Cheeto fingers, you just need a quick, I can't run to the sink, but I need to get this dill flavored Cheeto off my fingers somehow before I touch my equipment.
Agreed.
Yeah, good stuff. Like it.
I like it.
A lot of people are fans of Uggs. Uggs are these it's sort of like a cross between moccasins and like wool booties. I guess they're wool booties, but they're sort of fashionable, wear outdoors. The problem is they're like designed to get damaged, dirty, stained, ruined very, very easily. They
stink.
They're like the soft suede leather exterior, which is going to scuff, it's going to tear, it's going to get anything spilled on it, even water, and it's like, oh, there go my Uggs, they're going to ruin. So Uggs came out. I think this is sort of poking fun at their own brand with umbrellas for Uggs, the Ugbrella, which allows you to just protect your boots, just your boots from any weather, because the suede sheepskin, can damage so easily if it's not protected. So
my daughter loves Uggs. Just loves them. And like you said, coming to damage. I think a week into owning a brand new pair of Uggs, she went out in the backyard after it just rained and walked through the grass and just got them soaking wet. And then they were discolored and we tried to clean on them and they were never the same. Yeah. So
I think they named them for the sound you make when you see that you ruined them. So very appropriately named. Anyway, that was a good joke. Unfortunately, your Uggs are just going to get ruined. Umbrella's not a real thing.
Yep, no umbrellas. Jumping back to food, everyone likes these two. Well, not everyone, but most people in life like these two things. They're technology and chocolate.
Yes.
So you've got Terry's Chocolate Company, best known for iconic chocolate orange. It's an orange slice.
Yes. That actually look like the orange with the little flavor buds and everything. Yeah.
Correct. They dialed it in. So they made a phone case just in case of emergency that it's now available. Put your iPhone, put your Android, although the photo, I believe, is an iPhone that they use for their marketing. But the back has a clear little plastic compartment that you can put your Terry's chocolate orange slice in. So you can carry that with you at all times. Your phone and your chocolate.
Blister pack with a spare chocolate.
It is.
The irony of this being my phone, when I use the fast charger, heats up to like 200 degrees.
Warm. Yes.
You'd have milk chocolatey orange for a treat. But
in your pocket.
It's exactly where I want to keep my chocolate. Mash Gang makes non-alcoholic beverages. So non-alcoholic beers, and they've designed a new keg, a special keg that fits right on the water fountain at work, so you can pour yourself a frothy cold one at the water cooler. No, not the water cooler, at the keg. It's like, hey, boss, let me go pour me another one. Non-alcoholic beers. Dispensed ice cold on demand, dangerously crushable between meetings. No more sad hydration, they say. No more pretending sparkling water is exciting. This is workplace culture upgraded.
Upgraded. I love it. It was actually very well written by them on this one. It made it believable. I used to work for a company that if this was real, they would buy them and put them in their offices.
The thing is, it's just a normal keg.
Mhm.
And once you had the non-alcoholic keg, it'll be a pretty easy thing to switch for something from the brewery.
Substitute.
That might really change the work environment. Oh man.
This one I think should be real.
Oh, this is a good one. This
Yes.
I also thought, why not?
I think
Because there's a product that's actually so close to this already, or at least a food we eat that's very similar to this.
is there?
It's fondue.
Oh, correct. It didn't even cross my mind.
There are two ways to do fondue. You can do like a chocolate fondue, or you can do like a cheese fondue, right? Those are the two things you can do. Well,
combine
let it rip. This is a brilliant idea.
Run with it, because you seem very passionate right now.
Baby Bell. It looks so good. Baby Bell. You know Baby Bell because they make those little round cute cheeses that you find in the cheese section of your grocery store, and they're little cheese that you got a little wax seal, you break it off.
Coating.
Oh man, it's delicious. They say we've teamed up with Monty Bojangles, the maker of fine chocolates, and we're dropping the wax and we're dipping the chocolate. Yeah. You can get your Baby Bell in chocolate with a dusting of, I don't know, truffle dust or something on the top. I'd buy that.
I would try it at a heartbeat.
I'm wondering if this was just a really smart, feeling the waters sort of ad to see if because so many people are making money. Reese's is making money hand over fist by just anybody who will do a brand deal with them. They're releasing something Reese's flavors, and it's working. Why can't Baby Bell? We love the cheese. We love chocolate. Bring the two together. Match made in heaven.
I think it'd be good. Oh, and then where'd it go? Crazy Cat Queen says now bacon in the chocolate. It's awesome. So yeah, you get the salty with the sweet. What kind of cheese is Baby Bell primarily? Do they have multiple?
I think the brand has multiple, but like Baby Bell, when you think of Baby Bell, the red wax is one specific. It's a soft white, creamy cheese center. I forget the actual name for. Maybe it's Baby Bell. That's just their name, but somebody will tell us.
If that chocolate is firm, that has a nice crunch, kind of like a certain ice creams, like a Klondike bar or something like that, then that would be awesome. A nice crunchy chocolate, and then you get the creamy cheese on the inside. I would try it. I want to see it happen.
The original is Swiss, says Powell.
Okay.
I think it can't be called Swiss because it doesn't have any bubbles. They don't mix any bubbles in theirs. But it's very similar to Swiss. It's a soft. Sounds better than soup drops.
Oh, yes. Real government name. Amen.
I'm still saving mine. We just might find a use for these.
Mine are all gone. All gone.
Yeah.
The guy I gave them to as a joke ate them all. He liked them. Yeah. Speaking of something incredibly disgusting, another culinary collaboration was announced between Top Ramen, which is a staple everywhere you go.
Colleges around the world.
Yes, colleges and prisons, unfortunately. Top Ramen and Butterfinger. They have joined forces, which features a peanut buttery glaze and real Butterfinger pieces to bring crispity, crunchy goodness to your favorite ramen. Top Ramen Butterfinger flavor. No chance that would I try that. Not even on the podcast.
Here's my confession. I don't even like Butterfingers. Okay, it's you chew on a Butterfinger and you're like picking bits of Butterfinger out of your teeth and the roof of your mouth for like, can you imagine having just like ramen stuck all over your mouth when you're done eating? I've just got noodles just like stuck to every nook and cranny of my teeth.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. I tell you what, I like both. I will eat a Butterfinger, and on a certain occasion, depending on how I'm feeling, I'll eat a thing of ramen. It'll serve a little purpose. I know the sodium is like 10 gazillion milligrams too high for you. So it's once in a blue moon. But the chicken flavored ramen, every once in a while, I'll eat a pack and I really like it. It's good. But you couldn't
I like to
pay me to
spice up.
combine them.
I like to spice up my ramen, but not with candy bars.
So,
Like
yes.
you can mix in, you can do a fried egg and make it like an egg fried ramen, and just
That's good.
little chopped ham and stuff in there. You start making it basically like a stir fry. And my youngest son, kid lives on ramen. Like if
Really?
he had his way, we would let him. If we let him, he would make ramen every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, every day of the week. So we have to limit how many we buy. He has to decide when he wants to eat them, but he'll make a double batch of ramen and in the microwave because he doesn't do the stove, and just absolutely loves it. He just knows how it's perfect, knows how many seconds he needs to cook it for to make it just the perfect.
What's his flavor of choice?
Chicken. It's got to be chicken, and it's got to be the red packaging top ramen brand.
Yep.
You won't do any off-brand anything. I mean, it's like who makes off-brand ramen? Okay, all of it is off-brand.
Top ramen is off-brand food.
there's no gourmet version.
Indeed.
But yeah, it has to be that brand, or just
I'm on board with Junior RA. That's the flavor. It's the brand. It's the only one that's in this house. And I buy like 2 packs a month because my daughter and myself might eat 1 pack a month when we have a weird craving for it. But those 2 packs at the end of the month are gone because they get eaten.
Well, speaking of the Butterfinger ramen stuck in your teeth, there's another company that basically found a solution for that. After you've eaten your Butterfinger flavor ramen, Keebler coming through in a big way, helping us out. Keebler known for the hollow tree and making those little elf baked goodies, so like good. The fudge stripes, the Sandy shortbread, Vienna fingers, EL fudge, soft baked chips, deluxe brownie, all those goodies, the ones we have in our cupboard for like 3 seconds before they're devoured. They're making a new product as of yesterday, April 1st, announcing that they have hollow tree toothpaste coming out.
How are they flavoring those toothpastes?
So you can get Chips Deluxe Brownie flavor, EL fudge, fudge stripes, Sandy shortbread, or Vienna fingers flavored toothpaste.
No. I'm so glad this is a joke.
The visual of just chocolate on a toothbrush. A little bit of fudge squeezed out of your toothbrush. Ugh. Real elf flavor. Says real government name. That's hilarious. You're on a roll, real government name. That's Keebler.
The fudge stripes are phenomenal. Don't ruin a good thing. I know this is April Fool's joke and they're just trolling people, but don't ruin something good by funny marketing, because now I'm like, I'm going to think about toothpaste next time I get some fudge stripe cookies. There you go.
You want some. Yum.
It's just so bad.
This is good stuff. Little choco vanilla. Brush while you sing the alphabet song.
Oh, I can't get over it.
I just signed up for a Keebler updates. Somehow I clicked somewhere. I'm on their Instagram page.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to move along.
All right. That's good.
Because has a few people in chat said, please stop ruining good things. And and we are, including myself. I'm going, oh no, I'm second guessing them, even though they're fake. April Fools can be funny.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people can take April Fool's jokes too far or things. And this isn't necessarily tied to April Fools, but it was something that someone didn't see coming. And you're very familiar with an Airbnb style business.
Yes.
And you're fully aware of not consequences, but there's risk involved, right?
Yeah, you have to, there's some risk tolerance becoming an Airbnb renter, like a landlord, I guess you could call us.
And especially yours, because the residence you rent is on your property. So you're neighboring with said renters, and that could be a little tricky. A lot of people have properties out of state or across town. They never live there. They're not on property. It's none of their thing. But
out of sight, out of mind,
Right.
I do have to worry that, my neighbors might not like what my renters are doing.
Right.
The music's
That
too
too.
loud or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Or they're out back on the patio smoking something other than a cigarette. Or, you
Yeah.
never know, right?
Could be exciting. Yep.
That could, yes. This individual has quite a bit of risk because his $5 million mansion, that is not his permanent residence, is commonly up on Airbnb in Salina, Texas, not terribly far from me. It's a beautiful estate, and he hasn't had any issues with it. It gets rented out very frequently. So the latest was a family of 7 went on Airbnb, and they booked it. And as you know, Airbnb kind of vets the renters because their name's been plugged in before and whatnot and how they go about it. So he has no problem doing it, and he does. And then the surprise happens later to when the police get called because of his residence that rented his mansion. And it turns out it wasn't a family of 7. It was some teenagers hosting a party that plastered the invitations all over social media. So what went from a small party turned into 800 teenagers at his house partying with
It's a
gunshots
high
erupting,
school full of, oh my goodness.
gunshots, music, police being called. To his surprise, he was not expecting that by any means. Multiple 911 calls were made. Here, I've got a quote here. We started getting 911 calls with shots fired. We also got calls that there was 10 men at the front gate and they had guns and they were threatening to kill people. So this, of course, amped up our officers up just a bit, make sure we go inside, keep everyone safe. But it wasn't until they got inside they actually realized how vast this party was. There was shots fired. There were assaults, people threatening to kill other people. Everything. It was just a bad mix of everything. It was just absolutely wild. They damaged the property. They took all the furniture out from the living space and they put it in the garage. They took all the wall fixtures, everything out. They broke the wall fixtures. They broke the center island. The quote's messed up here. They broke the island was broken. The granite countertops were broken because kids were dancing on them. Just a nightmare.
Yeah, just cops
Look
running.
at that. and kids running the other way. Route 5.
Crowds of people making their escape. Cops are here, guys, run. Oh my goodness.
How do you radio that in? We've got 800 runners. We don't know what direction to go.
What's funny is the 800 is the address of the home. 800 Estate is what it was called, and they filled it with 800. Unfortunately, there was a ton of damage, and that, from my knowledge of how that works, when you rent to somebody on Airbnb and they agree to follow the rules, and Airbnb vets them, Airbnb takes on that liability. Ooh. And when something breaks, they cover it.
Oh,
what that means is first, 2 things. First of all, this house is not going to be able to be rented on Airbnb anymore. They're going to kick them off because it's not worth it. And the second thing is everybody else's Airbnb rental prices just went up to pay for their insurance adjustment.
Insurance bill. Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's no fun at all.
But when I hear things like that, and I think, no, do I want to ever get into Airbnb-ing? No. What if something like that happens? And
I'm thinking back to the.
Have you ever stayed in an Airbnb?
Yes, we love it. As a matter of fact, we rented an Airbnb when I went back to Utah for my family vacation. It was actually in Idaho. We rented.
That's right.
And it was a $2.5 million home. It was a nice home, a summer home up on Bear Lake, and we rented that. But we rented it for a week. And the way it worked is everybody just chips in a little bit. So we're each paying about as much as we would if we had rented our own Airbnb house for the week. Right. But we pool all the money together, and then we all just had different rooms in this mansion. And then we had the pickleball court out back and the pool table down in the basement and just, the boat ramp and all that. It was all good. So I was thinking about, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm with you. I think it's such a great thing. When we go on our ski trip every year, there's anywhere from 4 to 6 couples that go. And when we break down the price of a hotel per couple in said resort town versus getting that Airbnb and everyone gets their own bedrooms and splitting the cost. Every time we've gone, it's a little bit cheaper than just getting our own hotel room. Plus, like you said, you've got this big house with these amenities. And for us, we love doing it. We don't go out to eat and all that. We love getting off the mountain, going home, and then we cook big family style meals within the couples there at the kitchen, hang out and socialize and just enjoy our time. So it's like you get a little bit cheaper than the hotel, but the amenities are awesome.
And you get to hang out with all the people you want to actually see. You get to spend more time with family. So
yeah,
that is really cool. I was going to say, I can think back to the one time we had a guest of ours say, "Hey, we're gonna have somebody else over." And we're like, "Whoa, is this a party?" And she's like, "My sister's just graduating from school, and she's gonna be here for 3 days. Is that okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And they were like silent. They were quiet. "Do we have to pay any extra?" "No, you're fine. Just use a spare bedroom. It's a 2-room place. You rented the whole thing. Go. You're good." So hopefully no parties. It helps to not have a big enough house to really throw a good house party in.
That's a good point.
So just keep it small. That's the secret.
So I'm gonna try to buy a couple of apartments and Airbnb those because no one's partying there.
Well, Airbnb is great accommodations. There are some people who go places specifically with terrible accommodations and pay a lot of money for it, specifically bucket list type accomplishments. And I'm talking Mount Everest.
Insane.
It is not uncommon for a hiker to pay $50,000 to hike Mount Everest. Mm-hmm. And with that, you get, the guide service, the Sherpas who basically carry all your gear for you and drag you up the mountain, take the picture for you, and then drag you back down. That was how it was supposed to work anyway. You all take your turn. Everyone stands in line. You get your 2 minutes or 20 seconds on the top and check it off the bucket list. Well, insurance companies, once again, ruining all the fun, started noticing that they were getting a lot of claims regarding some of these hikers, specifically after the hiker would make it to the top as they're trying to come down. They would suffer from altitude sickness and require a very expensive helicopter ride off the mountain down to the bottom. And you think these are just lazy hikers. You got your photo, you got your Instagram. Okay, you check the box. I climbed the tiles. I stood on the top of the world. You've got all that, and now you just want an easy ride down. No, it's the Sherpas, and it's an insurance scam. And they've been poisoning their clients with baking soda in their food to give them terrible gut pain, which has similar symptoms to some forms of altitude sickness, apparently. Mm-hmm. And then the helicopter's overcharging. It's just this massive scheme involving the whole Mount Everest climbing ecosystem to the tune of $20 million.
Fraud.
Insurance fraud. This is on top of the $50,000 they pay to climb. And whatever tip you give the Sherpa as well. So next time you want to check off something on your bucket list, bring your own Sherpa, somebody you trust. Maybe bring your own food. Half these guys probably could have made the hike down just fine. But no, they get an expensive ride from the top to the bottom.
Off they go. What's insane to me is outside the baking soda, they also would treat them with, if they had minor altitude sickness, they would give them the tablets that help treat that. But if you accompany that with excessive amounts of water, it exacerbates the symptoms, makes it much worse. So, and they obviously know that. They're professional. So there you go. And so they would do that.
So Deer Park is a sponsor, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? I mean, what? I don't know what it is, but poisoning of people has been a theme on this channel for the past month for one reason or another. And it's terrible. Terrible.
Why are people so mean to each other? And honestly, I look at the story and I'm like, if you're just doing it for the Instagram, and I know there's probably a couple people out there who want to climb an Everest just so they can take the picture with their little altimeter and say, I actually stood on top of the world. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to hire the helicopter to fly up to the top? Is
100%.
It's cheaper. You can probably dress in lighter weather, lighter gear, because you don't have to like survive out in the, a couple oxygen tanks and you're good to go, and a tank of fuel in the helicopter.
I think the helicopters can only make it to a certain point,
like base camp or something.
Yeah, they can't get to the top.
Thin air is the problem.
Correct.
I actually found I had never seen this before, right? You always hear the air gets thinner when you're higher, right? I took my drone up into the Uinta Mountains, actually just above, probably about 20, 30 miles away from where Corey Richens' trial took place. Okay. So just up in the mountains, just right over there to the peaks. And we're, I don't know what the height was, but it's over 11,000 feet. And I took my drone up there. My first drone, I had the DJI Phantom, the little white one that, just a block of plastic that everyone was flying. And I took off to scout out an area that I was going to take scouts to, literally for camping. I wanted to see what was around the area. And I loaded everything up and did the little dance with it to get it to sink in with the satellites. So you had like spin it and turn and turn. It was a weird setup back in the day. But it syncs up and I go to take off and I'm like almost full throttle and the thing's just sitting on the ground.
Not going
anywhere. Like the propellers are, I can hear the motors going as fast as normally when it would shoot up into the sky down in the valley. But up in the mountains, it's like, it's all I could do to take off. I'm like, the battery's full. What's wrong? It was the thin air. The thin air. Yeah. So that makes sense now. No helicopter rides to the top of Mount Everest yet.
No. Yet. Yeah. We'll see what the future holds. Speaking of transportation, I've got a question that I will answer honestly as well. But chat, if you're open to it and if you want to answer, how many of you, you just put a hand up, how many of you had to take your driver's license test more than one time? I had to. I have a valid excuse and I will share my story, but I had to. And it was so embarrassing. I think I've actually told a story on the show before. It's kind of coming to mind. But in my driving test, I got to a red light where I had to turn right and obviously yield on red and then see what we're doing. As I'm doing so, I see pedestrians beginning to use the crosswalk and have a red light, so I'm stopped. So I make note of them, but then I can't see left because the vehicle to my left they're kind of in another crosswalk. So I've noted the pedestrians, but now I want to see what traffic that's coming looks like. So I ease off the brake to inch forward, to which my instructor yells, "Stop." And so I stop. And this is the road that I'm merging onto. It's 3 lanes going each way with a median, and they just entered. They're way up there. And
did you actually yell stop? Because your mic cut all that out.
I backed up so I wouldn't scream into the thing, but they screamed stop very loud.
Okay, the limiter took all the sound out. It just looked like you were mouthing it. So that's good.
It worked. They screamed. I screamed stop. They said stop.
Yep.
So I jolt, and she says, "You got to watch for the pedestrians," which, mind you, they're in the crosswalk coming towards me, not in front of me, and they just entered it way up there. And so I said, "I'm fully aware I noted them. I'm just inching forward to see around the vehicle to my left for oncoming traffic." Doesn't say anything from there. And this is about 2 blocks away from finishing my test. So I get back to the DMV and they say, "Pull in over here." Well, there's an area you park when you pass and there's an area you park when you fail. So sorry, I've got a hair in my eye or something. So they stop and say, "Anytime an instructor has to intervene, it's an automatic fail." And I said, "You didn't have to intervene. I already knew." They're not going to hear it. There's no argument.
You just yelled at me while I was driving. That's all.
Correct. And so the worst part about the whole ordeal was I get out and I tell my parents, and they had a pizza party planned and everything with just us. They didn't invite people. And so I told them, they failed me and this is what happened. And they felt so bad. So we went and had sad pizza because they wanted to now cheer me up.
It could have been worse. They could have gotten you like a cake with a racetrack on the top and a little car. And it's like, congrats, Thomas, and all that.
True. But it does get worse.
Oh no.
A friend of mine that was in the same grade as me in high school was there and saw where I had to park at conclusion of my test. So the next morning at school, people were asking why I failed my driver's test. And at the time, obviously being in high school and peer pressure and being so embarrassed, I completely lied and said I didn't. They just told me to park over there because my parents were over there waiting. And so that's why I parked there, because that's where I was told to park. And I had we were able to schedule an appointment for like 2 weeks later, which I went and took the test and passed and was fine. So 2 weeks lapsed without me driving to school or anywhere, no one noticing, to then I was like, see, I have my license. I told you.
I don't know why it has today's date on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I should have. I think I've told you this also. I should have taken my test again. I took my test and lost the score. And then I went back to my cross country coach, who happened to also be my driver's ed coach, and he couldn't remember if I'd even done any driving at all. I'm like, I lost all my paperwork. And he's like, well, did you do it? I think I had done it all, He's like, well, I'll just pass you. And so he just filled out the form as if I had passed the test, and I took it into the DMV and it got my license.
Oh man.
So he liked
Lucky
me.
you.
He liked me.
It sounds like it.
Probably because I was the slowest runner on the team, but I didn't stop. I kept running. I think that's why he liked me. Other people would let me go, oh, I've got a stitch in my side. I got to stop, coach. It's like I just keep plugging along. But passed me. So it paid off.
It did pay off. That's awesome. Apparently my brother's watching the show right now, my older brother, albeit, because he's just texted me, I didn't know that about your license. What a loser. Laughing face.
Thanks,
he did follow up. Yeah, he did follow up with a JK, but I believe there was a little seriousness behind that first text, which is funny.
He's not texting all your friends. Did you know?
Sharing the link out to everyone.
Yeah.
And then he said, your friends didn't ask why it took you 2 weeks to start driving to school? No, because none of my friends knew I had access to a vehicle yet. So I said, I'm waiting for a car. That was an easy one. So
they're putting new rims on my car. That's I'm getting 22s.
Yeah.
Told me 22s wouldn't fit, but they was lying.
That's right. But I saw a few people in chat admit that they shouldn't have passed, or it took them 2 or 3 times. But there's an individual in Poland. This is wild. I wonder what the world record is. We need to find out. But this guy, his name is, I've got to go back down here. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I had
it. He's in Tarnow. His name is, hang on, I'm finding it.
I had it. Well, while you find his name,
we need to shame him by name.
We'll kill this. While you search his name, I'll get the suspense out of the way here. 9 years it took him to pass his driving test, which included 139 attempts. 139. According to most, it takes Poland residents 1 to 2 times to pass this test.
How many times ended in a crash? I'm just curious, because if you're that bad, I'm guessing it was really bad.
It's a crazy cat. Was he blind? Which, in all these attempts, it resulted in what roughly translates over here to $2,100 in exam fees.
So how many attempts was it?
139.
Okay, so this is the funny thing. That's not the record in Poland.
What is it?
There's another guy who took 17 years and 163 attempts to pass. Get a bike at that point.
You know what the kicker is? There's a kicker to this.
Yeah, what's that?
After a dozen failed attempts, he and the director sat down and had a conversation of how can we do better here? What's going on? Turns out he had an outdated study guide.
Oh, he was like, I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
I studied it in my book. You can turn right on red without stopping. That's what it said in my book. And then he fails.
Mm-hmm. 163 with 17 years. That's the record. That's insane. I'm with you. Uber, bicycle, something. But I guess the longer it goes, you get more and more determined to finally.
I don't know. It's like became his life's mission. He's like, I will pass this. I will pay car insurance before I die. When I was over in England, I spent some time over in England, and I had the opportunity to get my driver's license over there. I
Okay.
chose not to do that because when you travel to England, you can drive on like your U.S. license for I think it's like 6 months or something like that, or a year. I forget what it is. But if you want to drive after that, either you have to leave the country and come back, which I was not doing. I was there for 2 years. Either you leave the country or come back, or you have to take their test. But
Right.
their test at the time involved like crazy things, like the instructor, you'd have to like drive the car around the block, and there would be another dude that jumps out, and you have to stop before you hit him. Like, that sounds like a bad idea. And if I do wrong, then it's like assault on an officer or something. Those are your options. It's not just like just fail the test. It's like
Yeah.
now you ran over a policeman.
Manslaughter. What do you know? I'm just trying to get my test.
Yeah, it was maybe they were pulling my leg. It might have been an April Fool's joke, but I never did the test. Plus, they have the strangest rules here in the United States. There are some states that even allow you to have what's called a suicide wheel on your steering wheel. Sometimes only for handicapped vehicles, but
trucks and buses would have these too, right? Sometimes back in the day.
It's basically a swivel knob you can just grab and really crank the wheel really fast, so you can turn sharp fast. Sometimes some states don't allow that. In England, don't even think about putting your left hand across the center line of the steering wheel. You push and pull and push and pull. That is how you turn the wheel. And then you go the other way to go back the other direction. And so if you're trying to do like a 3-point turn, you're like, you'll have calluses on your hands and like rope burns from the steering wheel leather before you actually manage to make the turn.
Yeah.
So I said, never mind. I just won't drive that second year. So ended up.
I hear you. I know they're heavy on their motorcycle restrictions as well for the license. Here in the States, you go through the proper measures to get your motorcycle license, and then you can buy any motorcycle you want, specifically what other engine size that you really want. Right over there, it varies by engine size. So you can only, once you first get it, you can only have a 200cc size motorcycle. Basically a scooter, and you have to ride that for X amount before you can then test for an upgrade and a bigger. Which part of me kind of likes, just because some people, just young 20-year-old kid goes out and gets his motorcycle license and he gets a 1000cc sport bike right out the gate with no riding experience, and that's the most dangerous thing in the entire world, never being on a bike. But the other part of me is like, well, it's more outreach of controlling things that maybe shouldn't. So I don't know. I think it's probably a good idea to agree, and they probably have a lot safer, better riders over there than here, if I had to guess.
Yeah, the weird thing, Utah had just changed to that when I got my motorcycles endorsement. Right before I got my license for motorcycle endorsement, right before they changed to the new policy, which is basically you can be authorized to drive a bike up to the engine size that you passed the test on.
Oh, so it's state by state.
So if you showed up in a Honda Trail 90 to do your test, sure, it's gonna be really easy to do the turns and everything. It's basically like a bicycle. Okay, yes. it's easy to drive around. You can stop just fine. It's one thing, but if you show up on a big old Goldwing, the U-turn in that same size is a little bit harder. It's got to be very precise. And so I got grandfathered in, so I can ride any size of bike, and I keep my motorcycle endorsement, even though I don't have a motorcycle, even on my license now, because I'll be grandfathered in going back if I go back there. But I never could have passed that on 1100. I barely passed it on a 650.
Yeah,
it was tough.
It's crazy. Here in Texas, they've changed it, and it's like many other things. It's about the money. You go to some colleges will have it, and a lot of Harley dealerships have it, but you have to go take an MSF course, motorcycle safety, whatever. You go take this 2-day course on a weekend, and they provide the motorcycles. So when I went, I was what they call riding dirty. I already had my sport bike and was kind of, getting my feet wet again on the motorcycle world. And it was finally time. Okay, I'm tired of riding and feeling guilt. I'm going to go get my license again. So then I went from my bike to, they had a little 400 something tiny Harley that my knees were nearly hitting the handlebars and I couldn't sit on. And So you take your test, you take a written test, then you take your riding test after they teach you every drill that's going to be on the test. You go through, you ride it, and everyone passed in my class. And I was with people that have never been, specifically two individuals, have never sat on a motorcycle, just thought they were going to try it for the heck of it. During the practice stuff, stalled it, dropped it, fell over. They just did enough in the test to pass. And then you take your certificate right to the DMV and you get a motorcycle license. And it, to me, is the most dangerous thing in the world because all you learned to do was how to ride a motorcycle at 13 miles an hour in an empty parking lot. And now you can get out on the open road.
Now you go on the road where no cars are looking for you, and you just drive like you're in a regular cage vehicle. And
yes, mind blowing that's the way it's done. But it costs a whole lot more money to do it. You cannot get it without going through one of those courses, which costs $350 for the 2 days. That it's just, oh man, it's just crazy.
Well, if you don't want to get your license, and that's if you're having a hard time passing the test, maybe Malta is the country for you, because Malta has an innovative program where they're offering young drivers 25,000 euros to voluntarily hand over their driver's license and refrain from driving for 5 years. You get yearly installments of 5,000 euros, and you're obligated to return the received amounts on a pro rata basis if they change their mind and get a license before it's over.
Pretty wild.
If you're 30 years old or under, and you've been a resident for at least 7 years, so you can't just move there to get the money. They made sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
Just show up and get 25,000. And you've had a driver's license for at least a year, and you haven't been suspended or revoked. So I guess it's a really narrow group. It's basically they're taking good young drivers off the road for 5 years. Why? Is it overcrowding?
I believe so.
I guess they just ran out of road space, so it just pay people not to drive.
Yeah. I know a few cities not far from where I live that should do the same thing because the traffic is insane.
They are encouraging people to use public transport with the end goals of fighting traffic congestion and reducing pollution levels.
There you go.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Trade in your license.
What did the car say to the stoplight?
What did the car say to the stoplight?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what.
You've changed.
I don't have any today. I don't have any dad jokes.
Do you know why standard or manual cars are just so reliable?
Why?
They always come in clutch.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming on. Had a bunch of you here in chat. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat. Mostly because for some reason my screen is really small today, and I don't know what I did. But the text on the other side of the room, I can barely read "not relevant podcast" on the top of the screen from where I'm sitting. It's just I need to adjust somewhere. I plugged in a cable wrong or something, and it's got the micro version. So I apologize if we sort of ignored chat a little bit on my front, but thank you all very much for being here. It's been a blast. Thomas, as always, thanks for another great podcast. Season
Super
4,
fun.
episode 11 in the books.
Crazy. Going on 4 years of the show. It's awesome. I love it.
It's crazy. It's wonderful. All right. Have yourself a great weekend. Be safe. Do all the things that I would do.
Weather watching tomorrow night. Can't wait.
Oh, that's cool. Send me pictures.
Will do.
Did you watch the space shuttle blast off?
Absolutely.
Artemis?
And I've tuned in
it's always
today
going to be space shuttle for me.
I've been tuning in today to look at the updates, and then I saw a short of a commercial airliner where passengers captured it from their window, and the pilot comes on and narrates what's going on and talks about how special, incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look on the left side of the window right now, the Artemis Rocket 2 is trying to attack us. Over.
Incredible stuff.
It was beautiful. It was amazing. All right, Thomas, thank you very much, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow with more of the Hawaii trial. We've got a little catch up to do. I know I was going to come back on early tonight, but the doctor's appointment ran long, and just didn't work. But Thomas, you got a good weekend lined up?
I do. Helping out some prom kids with the photo shoot. They need some props of ours that we have, so we're gonna take the props downtown in some areas where the photographer can use them and take photos and all that. Did it for the same family last year, so that's the Saturday.
I love Halloween themed proms. All right, have a good one. We'll see you, Thomas.
See you guys.